Hello, my name is Daniel Rose, and these are my user stories for Sprint 5. So let's get started. So the first one then, that as an enemy, I want to have a jump animation so that the model appears to be jumping when I jump. The acceptance criteria there is that the jump animation is in the same direction the character was last moving, and that the jump animation is rendered when the enemy is jumping. So let's go take a look at that. Alright, so let's see here. We got these two enemies. Let's see if we can get them to jump. The first enemy doesn't jump, I think is the deal. There we go. So we've got the jump animation there. You can see it change directions whenever she changed directions. So, and it's also happening when they're jumping, when the figure moves up. So we've hit both of those acceptance criteria. Alright, and then our next one says that as an enemy, I want attack animations so that my model appears to be attacking when I do damage. So for this one, we need to make sure that the light attack animation renders in the same direction the enemy was facing. Same thing for the heavy attack and the ranged attack, and that all of the attack animations take precedence over the movement animations, so that if they attack while they're jumping, they'll play the attack animation even though they're in the air. So we'll have to run through the level a little bit to get make sure we get an enemy that does all of these, but let's go take a look at that. Alright, so let's get running across the level here. Alright, we've already seen the light attack animations from them, and you can see that the whenever they jump and attack, whenever they're attacking in the air, they switch to the attack animation. So we know that they're taking precedence with those animations. Oh, I died. Let's see if we can make it all the way to where there's a character with a ranged attack, so we can make sure we see that one. Let's jump over here. Alright. Yeah, so those are the windmill shurikens. There you saw them come out of the one on the left. And it's rendering in the same direction as the person's facing, just as intended. So we know that those acceptance criteria have been hit as well. So let's look at the next user story. So the next user story is that as an enemy, I want death animation so that the model appears to be dying when the health reaches 0. This user story was actually a fail in some part on this sprint because well, first let's go over the acceptance criteria. The death animation renders when the enemy's health is 0, the death animation loops on the final frame, and the death animation is in the same direction that the enemy is facing. So it's the first one that we're having trouble with, because what's happening is they're being removed from memory before, like as soon as they hit 0 health, so it's before they have a chance to actually play the death animation. We know the other two are working from output statements, but you can't really see that on an example. So this one is a little bit of a fail, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. Alright, so let's get started here. Kill some of these. So you see when they die, they disappear almost instantly, and you don't get a chance to see the death animation. Although you'll see the first frame or two of it at times if it manages to play before they get removed from memory. But again, this one is sadly is a fail on this sprint. Let's look at the next one. So this final user story is that as an I want a ranged attack animation, so that if you're doing a ranged attack, when the ranged attack key is pressed, acceptance criteria here is that the animation is in the same direction that Nin is facing. When the enemy, that should say Nin, enters the range attack state, and that the range attack state takes precedence over other movement states. So let's go take a look at this final one in action. Alright, so here we're moving around, and let's hit the range attack button. You can see he goes into the range attack animation, where he's held his arm up like he's about to throw. And when I click, he actually does the throw animation. You can also tell that if I hit left or right, he'll switch so that he's in the right direction. So we hit that acceptance criteria. Also, if I hold on our left, he won't actually move. So that's the final acceptance criteria there, that we know that the range attack state will take precedence over the movement states, so that when I go into it, I can throw, but I can't move. So now we know we've hit all of those acceptance criteria for those. So without any further ado, that completes my user stories for Sprint 5. Thank you very much for watching.